Alright, so, welcome back to another video. My name is Jeff, and this is going to be my first impression of the glorious Model O. Just to note, I do not have this mouse yet, so this is just going to be my first impressions of what they have on their website. And before we get started, I just want to say thank you for all of the amazing support on that last video. My channel grew 300 subscribers, and that video got over 100,000 views. That is absolutely unreal, and when I posted that, I just wanted to provide an insight that was not yet online, and the fact that it got that much attention is absolutely unbelievable. So thank you. Alright, so let's get started. This mouse is shaping up to be the Finalmouse killer. Everything about it on their website has looked amazing. First impressions, for me, have been absolutely awesome, so let's go over it. So, as you see right at the top, it comes in 4 colors. We got matte black, matte white, glossy black, glossy white. I'll talk more about that later. They have a bunch of different pictures on here that look absolutely fantastic. That logo on the side is beautiful. I love their logo. Their logo is awesome. With a little glorious embedding on the side there, and glorious logo on the bottom of Model O. Looks fantastic. We'll scroll down to this is the Model O, the world's lightest RGB gaming mouse. So this is going to be the exact same weight if you buy the matte model as the Finalmouse Ultralight. 67 grams, exactly the same weight, and if you go for a glossy model, it's going to be 1 gram heavier. The fact that this mouse is coming in at $49.99 and it weighs the exact same thing and is going to have all the features that we're going to see, and I'm going to show you towards the bottom, absolutely unreal. The honeycomb shell strength and comfort. So they are going for a design that looks very, very similar to what Finalmouse had. I'm assuming Finalmouse didn't have a patent on it, or else I could see Glorious's ass getting sued. So far, so good. It's an awesome design for keeping down on weight, and it's still going to be very comfortable. I hope the structural integrity is there on it. I hope it's better than Finalmouse's, and I hope that the mouse's build quality is fantastic. But by the looks of it, it's looking pretty decent. Ascended cord, this is going to be huge. The cord is going to be a make or break on this mouse, kind of. Because the mouse is so cheap, it's going to be affordable to be able to switch it out super easily, but at the same time, if they can get this cable to work properly, this is going to destroy everything. It's going to be a braided cable, and they're claiming it's going to be ultra light and ultra flexible. I'm very skeptical on it just because there's a lot of other companies that use braided cables. For example, Logitech, Razer, Finalmouse on their older models, and the cables were all meh. You know, the Razer and Logitech ones are okay, but the Finalmouse one was just absolute trash. So if they're going to go for this braided cable design, I really hope that they can make it amazing and make it comparable to a paracord. If they could do it at the same level as a paracord, that's going to be awesome. The mouse feet. So, as I said in the Finalmouse video, the mouse feet were probably one of my biggest complaints with it. The mouse feet on this look to be much improved. They're using G-skate feet, which by the looks of the rounded edges, if you look real close up here, it looks like that it's going to be very similar to a Hyperglide. Even on the black mouse, the feet are going to be white. So I think they're taking a lot of inspiration from Hyperglide, and I have no problem with that. I just hope that they can do it properly. The DPI indicator, that's going to be super cool for some of you people out there that like to change DPI between your different types of games. I personally use DPI switcher only when I'm editing, if I need to make really minute changes and I need to move the mouse a very little distance. I'll use that DPI switcher. So it's super cool that you're going to have an indicator to tell which mode you're on. And then this is absolutely insane. Does anybody recognize that sensor name? Pixart 3360 sensor. The exact same sensor that's used in the Finalmouse. Now, I know I didn't mention it in the Finalmouse video, but I did mention it in the comments, and also in the description, because I knew I forgot to mention it in the video. But why was the Finalmouse locked at 500 Hertz polling rate? That is no longer going to be an issue, because this glorious mouse is using a 1000 Hertz polling rate on the same sensor, which is what it should have been, because the Finalmouse has the ability to go to 1000 Hertz. They just don't let you do it. So the fact that this is using a 1000 Hertz sensor is amazing. So for all the people out there that have heard that there's no difference between 500 Hertz and 1000 Hertz, don't listen to them. If you're using a 144 Hertz monitor or a 240 Hertz monitor, you're definitely going to notice the difference. It took me about 2 to 3 days just to get used the Finalmouse sensor, and I am so happy that this is the case on this mouse, that they're upgrading to the 1000 hertz sensor, because that's what I'm used to, and that's the way to go. Down to colors and coatings, this mouse is shaping out to be one of the most beautiful mice of all time. So the colors, they went for all black and white palette, super simple design. They went black matte, white matte, black and glossy, and white and glossy. The black matte and white matte are the two that I would be looking into most, just because my hands sweat so much. And the white matte is actually the design that I went for when I made my reservation, just because I don't have a white peripheral. So hey, I figured let's change it up a bit. So I personally went for the white matte because I want that matte coating so it doesn't get too slippery while I'm playing, because my hands do get pretty sweaty. Now, if you're really trying to show off, this black glossy and this white glossy, it's $10 more, and these look absolutely stunning. I'm sure you could see your reflection in these things, but these look fantastic. My only concern of them is the type of sweat buildup. I don't know if it's going to be similar to like PlayStation controller, how you get like the salt from your sweat on the controller and it kind of builds up. I'm scared it's going to be the exact same way with that, so that's why I ended up going for the matte design, but it looks phenomenal. And then dimensions, so in terms of shape, it looks very similar to a Zowie FK1, which I am going to be trying the S1 in the future, so stay tuned for that. But the design and the shape looks very, very similar. So Zowie is the king of shapes. I'm really hoping that they took a lot of inspiration to that, and they made a mouse that was pretty much identical in shape, but it looks very, very similar. So a few more dimensions there. 20 million clicks, super cool. So the mechanical switches in this guy are going to last for a long time. They're Omron switches, and they got an optional software, which is super cool. So if you ever need to go and use this mouse at a friend's house, that's going to be no problem. You're just going to be able to unplug it, plug it into their computer, and you're not going to have to download any software just to get the mouse is just going to be plug and play. So it's super cool that they do have this software, though, because it looks like there's going to be tons of customization, which is amazing. I never can say no to some more customization. And then here are just the tech specs. And then the pricing. Like I said, the pricing on this guy is absolutely amazing. So for the matte model, it's going to be coming in at $49.99, which is $40 cheaper than the retail of the Finalmouse. So $40 cheaper, $30 cheaper if you decide to go for a glossy model. And then if you even look at resale values, it's going to be like $150 cheaper. So the pricing on this guy is absolutely amazing. If they can make the build quality and make this an amazing value for money, if they could just beat the build quality on the Finalmouse, they're going to crush everything about it. And so far, it's looking so good. And then also available worldwide, and from what I'm hearing, from what I've read, they are trying to make this thing readily available. It's not going to be like the supreme of gaming peripherals like everybody is calling Finalmouse. They are going to make this thing available. They're going to make it so that you could sell it, and they are looking for a successful business model, which is what the Finalmouse should have been doing in the first place. So the real question, is this the Finalmouse killer? I don't know yet. I want to know what you guys think in the comments. I had a lot of people recommend this to me in my last video, and that's why I made this review. And so yeah, I could see why everybody was pushing me to make a video on this, because this looks absolutely amazing. So my name is Jeff. Thanks for watching. If you have any feedback, please leave it in the comments below. I'm very new to this YouTube game, so stay on top of me. And until the next video, have a good one.